So good morning. Nice to see you all. Glad you could join us. And I'm going to move my chair back. And you all know my name is Rick Rowan. So we'll start this morning by coming into a comfortable seat, or you can lie down, of course. Always have the option to lie down anytime during the practice and just take it easy. Good. All right. So notice the connection when you're on your back or seated. Those parts of the body that are in contact with the floor. Yes. And take a deep breath in. And then open the mouth and let it go. Inhaling here deeply. And exhale. Good. In just a minute or two here of centering, noticing. Kind of taking an inventory of how you feel in the body this morning. Notice any soreness, any tightness. Any places that are in the body that are uncomfortable. Just notice. And then bring your awareness to the sensations as you breathe. Just letting the air come and go. Unfurl the jaw, or unfurl the brow, and let the jaw be slack. Good. Let's move into some three-part breath. So bring the shoulders over the hips, or if you're lying on the floor, just stay right there. And let's take the inhale into the belly and then smoothly move it into the middle part of the chest, and then lift that breath up into the upper chest. And then exhaling through the nose, just let it all go. And again, inhaling to that three-part breath. And now start a count here. As you inhale, count to 4. And as you exhale, count to 6. Yeah, oh good. And if you use that Ujjayi breath on the exhale, that kind of makes you aware of how fast your exhale is. And that the Ujjayi, or the tightness in the throat, helps you slow that exhale down. Okay, so opening the eyes, if you had the eyes closed, lifting up tall. Let's bring the arms out to the side. Palms down, fingers spread, and reaching. Feel the action in the arms, the tightness in the arms as you draw the arms into the shoulders, but reach out through the fingertips. And take the palms toward the top of the mat, and then turn the palms up toward the ceiling, gently pressing the pinky fingers up toward the ceiling. And you can move the head here to keep that neck relaxed. And now take the palms toward the front of the mat and then toward the floor, and turn the thumbs and the palms toward the back of the mat. And now bring the palms down toward the floor and then turn them up toward the ceiling. And as you inhale, bring the hands up, taking the gaze up toward the ceiling, and then turn the palms out, exhale, and bring the hands down. Good, all right. Take a moment here, breathe. Let those arms relax. And then bring the hands out again with the fingertips down on the floor. Turn the palms up and inhale the hands up. And exhaling the hands back down. And one more time, inhaling and exhaling. And bring the hands into the legs. Gently move here. Move the head, just gently moving. And you can do some gentle cat-cows as you're seated here. You can do some gentle back or side bends. Just kind of letting the body know that you're getting ready to do some more movement. So let's bring the left hand across to the outside of the right thigh. Bring the right hand behind, lift up tall. And as you exhale, spiral to your right. Keeping the body in the center of the mat. Inhaling, come to center. Bring the right hand across. Let the shoulders release, spiral left. And inhaling back to the front. Again, take the left hand across, and if you choose, you can extend the right arm, reaching back toward the back of the mat. And inhaling, come to center, and spiral to the left. And coming back to center. Good. Lifting up tall, let the shoulders go, and as you exhale, take the gaze over the right shoulder and let the right chin or the chin drop down toward the right shoulder. Breathing here, just release. And inhaling the head up into center. Take the gaze over the left shoulder, let the chin drop. And then the head to center. Exhale, let the chin drop toward the chest, keeping the shoulders back. Don't close off the throat. And now bring the head up and just gently lift the gaze up toward the ceiling, pressing the chest toward the top of the mat. Shoulders back. And then bring the gaze back straight ahead. And as you exhale, let the right ear drop over toward the right shoulder, keeping the gaze straight ahead. Extend the left hand, fingertips down on the floor. And just notice the sensations in the left side of the neck and then down through the left arm. And then bring the head up. And now take the left ear toward the left shoulder, reaching out toward the right. And then the head comes up into center. Let the chin drop toward the chest. And now draw the chin toward the right shoulder. And center and toward the left shoulder. And center, chin to the right. And center and chin to the left. Bring the chin to center and inhale and bring the head up. Good. Bring the hands out in front, lifting up tall but reaching forward. The hands are together. And now as you inhale, let the hands lift up toward the ceiling, reaching the fingertips up. And if this doesn't work for you, the hands can be wide here. They don't have to be together. And then take the gaze straight ahead and gently draw the hands and arms back. Good. And now as you exhale, bring the arms down to the side into cactus arms, drawing the elbows back, fingers spread, reaching up toward the ceiling. Move the head, neck stays relaxed. And as you exhale, bring the forearms together and the palms together out in front. Inhaling, open wide into cactus arms. Exhaling, bringing the arms together. Inhaling wide. And then bring those hands and arms together one more time. And exhale, release the hands down to the legs. Ah, yeah. Again, moving here. Bring the hands to cup the knees. Lift up tall, and as you exhale, let the chin come down toward the chest and press the middle of the back toward the back of the mat gently. And now as you inhale, keeping the arms somewhat straight but not really tight, take the gaze up toward the ceiling, drawing the shoulders back. And now exhaling, the chin toward the chest, rounding back. And inhaling, coming up and lifting the gaze to the ceiling. Remember, there is no pain in yoga. One more round here, exhaling. And inhaling, taking the gaze up. And coming back to that upright seat. Extend the right arm out in front. Again, strong through the extended arm. And as you inhale, lift the hand up toward the ceiling. Let the gaze move up there also. Draw the right shoulder back. And then turn the palm toward the top of the mat and reach that hand back, up and back. Ah, yes. And then bring the hand back up toward the ceiling. Bring the left hand out, slide it out, arc over to your left. And then let the gaze turn down toward the left hand on the floor. And then back to the lifted hand or toward the lifted hand. And then the right arm back to the ceiling. And release. Good. And just move that right arm, move that right shoulder. Extend the left arm out in front. Fingers spread. And as you inhale, that hand comes up toward the ceiling. Good. You're reaching up there, feeling down through those sits bones. And then turn the palm toward the top of the mat and now reach up and back. And the hand comes back up toward the ceiling, turning the palm to the right. And now slide out the right hand, arcing right. And let the gaze come down toward the right hand on the floor. And then drift back up. The gaze comes back toward the ceiling, reaching. Bring the hand back up. Lift up tall and exhale, then release. And again, notice what that feels like. Yeah. Good, all right. So bring the hands out in front now, and then point the fingers up toward the ceiling, pressing forward with the heels of the hands. And bring the palms down toward the floor, and bring the fingers and thumbs together, or come into fists, and then turn the fingers or knuckles down toward the floor. Ah, yes. Pressing forward through the wrists. And then open the hands wide. And go ahead and bring those hands back down to the legs. Take a breath. And we'll do one more thing with the hands and the wrists. So bring the hands out in front, turn the left fingers up toward the ceiling, and then bring your right hand to the outside of those left fingers and gently draw the fingers back toward the left shoulder. Finding a little stretch in the wrists. And then release that side, pointing the right fingers up and drawing the right fingers toward the right shoulder. And release, and then shake out your fingers or hands. And then bring your hands out in front, palms up. Elbows are bent here, so it's nothing's tight at this point. So now bring the thumb and the index fingers together and press out through the other fingers. And then bring the thumb to the middle fingers, thumbs to middle fingers, thumbs to ring fingers, thumbs to pinky fingers, reaching out. That's the trick for me. And then bring the thumbs back to the ring fingers and to the middle fingers, to the index fingers, and release again, shaking out your hands. Oh boy, yeah. So come over onto all fours into table. And we'll do a couple rounds of regular cat-cow, and then we'll move it into that moving cat-cow. So as you inhale, lift the gaze ahead, pressing the belly down gently, and then exhaling, let the top of the head drop down toward the mat as you round up, inhaling and exhaling. One more round, inhaling and exhaling. This time as we inhale, we'll take the gaze straight ahead, but as we exhale, we'll round and then move the hips back toward the heels. Bring the elbows down ahead of the knees, and is coming up, gazing ahead, exhaling round, and the hips move back. Elbows come down behind the wrists, and gently coming up and forward, and exhaling back. And inhaling up. And come back into your table. And bring those knees back in a little bit. I probably had them a little bit wide for that. And extend the right leg with the toes down on the mat. Now you get long in the spine, but you make that right leg active, pressing back through the heel. Lift the right foot, hip height, and extend the left arm. Keep the gaze straight down. Those toes point straight down to the mat. Bring the left, the left hand comes down, then slide that foot out to the right and forward, pointing the toes in, flatten the foot, and then gently move the hips back till you find that sensation in the inside of the upper leg. Good. Bringing the body forward, bring that foot back hip height. Just bend the knee and then lift that knee and that leg just a little bit higher. And then bring the right knee down beside the left. Take a breath. Ah, yes. And extend the left leg, toes on the mat. Let that left hip drop. Let the heart soften between the arms, keeping the gaze straight down and pressing back. And lift the left foot, hip height, extending the right arm. Reaching, breathing, smiling. And bring the right hand down, slide that foot out to the left, slide the left foot out to the left, toes pointing in, and then gently find that sensation. I'm noticing I haven't done this one in a while. Of course, you always have a little bend in those knees when the legs are extended and you're stretching the hamstrings. And bringing the body forward, bring that foot back hip height. Bend the knee and gently lift that knee toward the ceiling. And bring the left knee down beside the right. Bring the hips back toward the heels into your resting pose. And coming back up into table. Extend the right arm straight out to the side, and we're going to do this a little differently today. Some people, and I actually prefer that when we do this, we inhale and we lift that arm up, that right arm up toward the ceiling, and then we breathe here. But we're going to turn it into a little bit of a flow. So take a breath with the right arm lifted. And now as you exhale, bring that hand down under, bring the left elbow down to the mat, exhaling. As you inhale, lift back up and take the hand to the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the hand down and through, right side of the face to the mat. Inhaling, coming back up and lifting. And one more time, exhaling as you take that right hand down and under. And inhaling, come back up into table. So there's two ways to do that with the flow, or you can find a position that feels okay and you're feeling sensation, and just breathe there. Or you can move it from one position to the other. Extend the left arm out to the side, and as you inhale, lift the left shoulder. Take a breath here. And the flow. As you exhale, bring the left hand down and under. Bring the left side of the face to the mat. As you inhale, come up and lift. As you exhale, bring the hand down and through. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, last time, reaching through with the fingers. Inhaling back up. And exhaling back to table. Ah, yeah, okay. Good, again, notice. Let's do circles. So bring the whole body out to your right and take the hips back. Let the head drop. Move the body to the left and come forward. Sensation in the wrists, and to the right and back as you exhale. And to the left and forward. One more big circle. And the other way, moving to the left, and the hips come back. And to the right, coming forward. Exhaling back. And inhaling up. One more circle. And with the hips back toward the heels, just come into your resting pose. Resting the head on your arms or block. And now just breathe here and release. Let the low back release. Lifting the head, bring those hands up toward the top of the mat. Shoulder width, fingers spread. And the elbows are lifted, so just let the head release down between the arms. The elbows are off the mat. And now lifting the head, take the hands off the mat to the right side, bring the left hand onto the right. Gently draw the left hip back and let the head move toward the right knee. And bring the hands to center and off the mat to the left, right hand on left. And bring the hands back to center. Again, reaching toward the top of the mat, let the head go. And now coming up into hero, resting the hips on a block, if you choose, or back toward the heels. Ah, yes, just lift up tall. Bring the hands behind the feet. Fingers point to the top of the mat. That keeps the shoulders stable. And then just take the gaze up to the ceiling, pressing into the mat with the hands. Heart lifts. And then if you choose, you can lift the hips. And exhaling, bring the hips down, coming back up into hero, coming back over into your table. Curl the toes and come up into downward dog. Bend those knees. Let the head just hang. Gently move the head, keep the neck relaxed. And then one heel and the other. Now step the feet toward the top of the mat. Check those heels turned out just a little bit. And come into half lift. Get long through the spine, press the belly down toward the toes. Keep the gaze straight down to the floor. And you're working on lifting those hips up to the ceiling. This is often called flat back. Bend the knees and come into forward fold. Fingertips down to the floor. Bend the knees enough that you can actually get the fingertips down there. And then release the top of the head toward the mat. Keep the belly touching the upper thighs. Again, moving gently here. One heel into the mat, then the other. Come to half lift as you inhale. Again, long through the spine, but pressing into the mat with the feet to lift the hips. Don't forget to breathe. And exhaling, bend the knees, come down into your forward fold. Move the weight a little forward toward the front of the feet. Let the head go. And then gently work the heels. Bend the knees, press into the mat with the feet. Coming up to standing. Take the arms wide. And the hands come up toward the ceiling. Good. Really reach up there. And exhale, bring the hands in prayer to the heart. Good. Breathe. And bring to mind something you're grateful for today. And release. Good. Notice what you feel. And you can walk around a bit and Ragdoll, yoga flop. Good, all right. So coming toward the top of the mat into our mountain pose. Inhale and bring the hands up. We're going to move through our spinal flow. Exhaling, bring the right hand down, arcing to the right. Draw the left shoulder back. Inhaling, the right arm up. Reaching, exhaling, left hand down, arcing left. Inhaling up. Exhaling, arms wide, palms toward the ceiling, twisting right. Ah, yes. Inhaling up. Exhaling, let's do that same twist to the left. And inhaling up. Exhaling, hands come through the heart, hinging through the hips or at the hips, coming into our forward fold, keeping the spine long here. So really bend the knees. Not so much rounding in the low spine. And now bend those knees, bring the hands out in front, press with the feet to come up. Exhaling the hands back. And inhaling up, take the gaze straight ahead. Exhaling, mountain pose. Oh boy, yeah. Again, yoga flop. Susie's flow, step back with the right foot, not too far, 2 lanes for the feet, and then bend that left knee. Right toes out to the side slightly. Hips, hip bones, those 2 bony things right there, hip bones toward the top of the mat. Heart open, left knee bent, arms lift. And now as you exhale, straighten the front leg, bend the back knee, bring the hands down, let the head drop toward the mat as you lift the hands to the ceiling. Inhaling. Now bend the front knee, straighten the back leg, strong as you lift up. Exhaling. Coming forward and down. Right knee bends, head releases. Inhaling, coming up. And one more time. Coming forward and down. Bending the back knee. And inhaling up. Good. Breathe here, 2 deep breaths. And bring the hands in prayer to the heart. Up on the back toes and step to the top of the mat. Good. And step back with the left foot. Find that stance. Bend the right knee. Short warrior 1. Not real low. And now lift the hands and arms. And moving here, exhaling. Right knee straightens, left knee bends, head drops, hands lift. Inhaling, coming up. Bent right knee. Exhaling, coming forward and down. Inhaling, hands forward and up. Last time, exhaling. And inhaling. 2 deep breaths. Strong through the back leg. One more. Hands in prayer to the heart. Up on the back toes, stepping forward. Good. Walk it out. And we'll do just a little bit of wide-legged standing postures before we go down to the mat to finish up. So step wide on the mat with the heels pressed out. And making sure that all of the underside of the feet, the bottoms of the feet are firmly on the mat. So it's a comfortably wide stance. And I like to have my hands on my hips, lifting up tall. And now as you exhale, keep that bend in the knees as you hinge at the hips into a wide-legged forward fold. Bring the hands down. You can bring them to the outsides of the calf muscles, the outside of the ankles, the outsides of the feet, or the floor under the face. Now let the head release. Good. Move the head. And just breathe here. Just hang out. Now, those legs are not really, really tight, but they're active. So the heels are still turned out. And now just gently walk the hands toward the right foot and let the hips drop just a little bit. Now the spine gets a little bit long as you're up on fingertips or spider fingers. And now bring the hips back to center. Bend the left knee. Let the hands move a little to the left. Get long through the spine. And straighten the left leg, bringing the hands back to center under the face. Now let go again, releasing the head down toward the mat. Good. Lift the head, walk the hands away into your wide-legged down dog, keeping the heels down on the mat. Move the head, stay relaxed. And now walk the hands back in. Release down, forward fold. And come up onto fingertips, get long through the spine, bring the hands to the hips, really press the belly toward the floor, elbows toward the ceiling, inhale and come up. Good. With the thumbs pressing into the hip bone, just gently lift the gaze up toward the ceiling into a gentle, gentle back bend. Inhale up. And turn those toes toward the top of the mat and step the feet to the top of the mat. Good, ragdoll. So just a bit of balance here, work. If you want to have a chair handy or a wall, that's fine. I like to bring my hands to the hips, find your spot on the floor, bring the weight into the left foot, and we'll just lift this right knee off the floor. Big old pop in my left ankle there. Good, just breathe. Straighten the lifted leg. And then bring that right foot down beside the left. And now bring the weight into the right foot. Find your spot. Left knee lifts. And straighten the left leg. And then bring the left foot down beside the right. A little wobbly on that side for me this morning. Pressing the feet down into the mat, into your mountain pose. Inhale the hands up. Now exhale into that forward fold. Come to half lift. And step or float back into plank. Good. Breathe. Knees can be on the mat. Yeah. Just let the heart soften. Draw the elbows toward the center. And now release down to the mat. Inhale into Cobra. Again, legs are active, kneecaps are lifted. One more breath. Good. And press up into table. Take a breath and just move in table. Okay, good. Bring the feet around to the front to a seated position. Bring the feet halfway in and just lift the feet gently off the floor. Stay long through the spine and breathe. If you choose, you can straighten one leg and you can take that other foot down to the mat if you want, and then straighten the opposite leg. And then switch and switch. And bring both feet down to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Come into Cobra pose. Good. And now slide the feet away into butterfly. Again, breathe into the low back here. Inhale, coming back up. Bring the knees back up. And now extend the legs wide with the toes pointed up toward the ceiling. Lift up tall. And as you exhale, a little bit of a forward fold down there between those wide legs. Find something to hold on to, the toes, the shins, the pants. Inhaling up, take the heart over toward the right knee and then fold over the right leg. And then come up and now over the left leg. And coming back up. Lift up tall, draw the shoulders back, gaze straight ahead. Toes pointed to the ceiling. And then take the left hand to the inside of the left leg, open the right shoulder, arcing to your left. Ooh, things are moving around in my body. And coming up, bringing the right hand to the inside of the right leg, opening the left shoulder, arcing over the right leg. And coming up, lift up tall, one more breath. Exhaling, bring the feet in. Good. With the hands behind the knees, just gently roll down onto your back. Bring the feet all the way into the hips and let the knees go wide as you bring the soles of the feet together. The heels, the toes, the pads of the feet touching. Good. Turn the palms up toward the ceiling. Just breathe. Bring the knees back up to the ceiling with the feet in close to the hips. Turn the palms down toward the mat by your side. And just a couple of gentle bridges. We'll just press with the feet, just gently lifting the hips up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, bring the hips down. As you inhale, lift the hips. Nothing big here, just letting it happen. Exhaling down, inhaling up. And exhale one more time. Inhaling, the hips lift. And exhale, they lower. Good, just breathe. And bring the left ankle onto the right knee. With the left hand, flex that left foot now. And as with the left hand, just gently put a little bit of pressure toward the top of the mat on the left knee with the left hand. And now ease that, release through for figure 4. Good. And bring the right foot down to the mat, release that left ankle. Take the breath, and when you're ready, bring the right ankle onto the left knee. Flex the right foot and gently move that knee toward the top of the mat. And releasing that, reach through for figure 4. Good. Bring the left knee, the left foot down, release the right ankle. Knees are all the way or in toward the ceiling, feet in toward the hips, and the feet can be mat width or hip width or feet and knees together. Arms wide, but let the knees fall to the right. Turn the gaze left. And bring the knees to the ceiling. Let the knees go left, gaze right. And the knees back to the ceiling. Extend the legs long, and we're going to stretch the right side of the body as you inhale deeply. So bring the arms behind you, and as you inhale, press out through the right heel, reach back through those right fingers. Really get long on the right side of the body. Exhaling, release on the right. Inhaling, let's stretch the left side. Left heel reaching back, strong through that leg and that left arm. Oh, good. And exhale, release. And now both arms and both legs, inhaling deeply, stretching and reaching. Ah, good. Exhaling, release to your Savasana. Find that comfortable position. Can be on your side, can be on your back, it can be sitting on the couch. And just release. Relax the face, the jaw, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers, chest and belly, hips, legs, feet, and toes. Notice sensations in different parts of the body. Feeling the connection with the earth. Let the breath deepen. Open the eyes if they're closed. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, stretch. And when you're ready, you can come up to a seated position or wherever you want to be. And thank you all for coming today. I enjoyed the practice. I hope you did. Namaste.